get a 24-point lead in the first. Sorry, Taylor. Get a 24-point lead in the first half. Lose most, but not all of it. Hold on for the win. What to you was the main reason that lead mostly disappeared on you?
We just needed to grind it out. Our energy was good to start the game, and then just kind of slipped away. It was at the wrong time where the Jazz found their energy. I thought, end of the second quarter, we had some lapses both sides of the floor. I think that 24-point lead got down to almost, 14, 15. There's that, transition take foul at the end, so luckily it was only one free throw. And then in the third quarter, we just couldn't make an open three. We had made 10 threes in the first half, so that obviously, put our defense in a tough spot, and they just caught fire. Obviously, the Jazz, super competitive team, a lot of guys playing, well for them with, new opportunities. I thought Horton Tucker was really good for them tonight. Multiple guys knocking down shots. Their rookie Ogbaji was really good for them tonight. So just kind of one of those waves of energy, and luckily we were able to make enough just, late in that fourth quarter.
Taylor, how important is it to get the win going into the All-Star break and not have to think about it, going forward? I know you don't look back, but it's good to go out on the break with a win.
Yeah, I mean, especially, as the first question, being up 24, you definitely didn't want to go into the All-Star break after, losing the lead, but we survived. I think they cut it down to 3 at one point. We burn a timeout, we come out, we go on a little mini run and stuff, but always good to get a win going into the break. I think it's been a minute since I've been here that we've done that. So hopefully that's, a little bit of momentum going in. There's been a lot of good work, over the first 57 games. I'm challenging the guys to appropriately take a break from basketball, and every now and then just think about what we got to do to get better in the second half. But, rest up, freshen up physically, mentally, and let's get back for this final stretch.
Taylor, just kind of given how this past month or so has gone, was it kind of good to kind of have to fight a little bit for this, because just kind of how, it's been a little bit up and down on the court?
Yeah, I mean, we shouldn't want anything to be easy. We should want, these struggles to make us better. It's the, nature of a long season. You're going to have your ebbs and flows. We've had, good moments. Recently, we've embraced some struggles. We've been able to put some good work in and start trending in a better direction. That's especially at the dog days, trying to put in that work. I'm really proud of our group to really embrace that. Now's an opportunity for about 6 days to get that, rest and recuperation, and then come back and continue to put even more work. So I think our guys have gained some momentum over the last week, despite having to grind through. But as I've always said, these struggles are going to make you better, and we still got a lot of season left to make that happen.
Hey Taylor, so tonight was the first night that y'all have shot 40 plus threes since December. I don't want to say the word re-emphasize, but what is the conversations around the take more threes to make more threes approach that you've had since you've started this all in Memphis?
Yeah, I mean, it's just a product of showing a lot of film and just reminding the guys when we're getting downhill, and it's every opportunity. It's transition, it's our half court offense, it's our pick and roll spacing. We've been really drilling a lot of that over this last week or so. Obviously there's going to be a lot of attention on our paint offense, on Ja getting downhill, on JJ's post ups and his drives. We just got to continue to find that better balance and just take what the defense gives us. I mean, we need to develop confidence from the 3-point line. It starts with our willingness to pass it, willingness to be in the right spots too. Our spacing can compromise that at times too, but it's just a work in progress. If we're going to take the next step as a team, become more efficient, we got to be able to have balance in both areas and not be as predictable. So really glad the work that we put in. Obviously, tonight's a great example of that. I thought we got great open looks with great ball movement, just missed some shots. It's going to happen, but we just got to keep trusting it. That's the biggest thing.
Taylor, in the 20 minutes that Luke was on the floor, what did you see that you liked, and just with his energy, along with how quickly has he picked up things in the few practices that he's had?
Sure. I mean, really good energy. Obviously, gave us a good spark. I think, obviously him, being able to space the floor, knocking down a number of threes tonight was big. Teammates, finding that confidence and that just chemistry. That's what it really is. We know who Luke is. The teammates know who Luke is. It's just how we're getting him, assimilated with what we do. Love the playmaking coming off, making quick reads and all that stuff. You see him, have confidence in that area. So that's just more for me to continue to study and grow and see how we're going to, get him to be a more usage guy for us. And then defensively, I've talked about just the developing the confidence in our system. He's picking it up pretty quick. We're throwing in different coverages, doing some different things, but he competes out there. That's what I love about it. So sticks his nose in there. We're going to keep challenging him to give us that great effort on the defensive side too.
This is a little bit more of a pattern thing, but if you look at the box score tonight, 4 of their 5 starters, other than Sexton, who got injured early, played more minutes than 4 of your 5, other than Morant. That's kind of a pattern with you. What do you see as valuable in trying to keep your minutes from getting too high in the regular season?
Yeah, I mean, it's The two ways I look at it is, I want to be able to develop depth. Most nights I go in trying to play 10 guys. Sometimes we're going to squeeze the rotation, as the game goes on into 9. Trying to, just continue to see what our depth looks like. That's, step one. So, trying to allocate the minutes there. And then also just being really smart that it's a super long season. There's some nights where I push those guys to 35, 36, and all those minutes add up in the long run. It's the collaboration, not just with our performance and medical team, but with our players as well, that they know how we're navigating the minutes. We're developing the depth of our team, but these are minutes that as we get into the last third of the season that we can start pushing a little bit more to build for the long run. So it's more about just kind of just being big picture focused from the start of the season to the end of the season. That's where I've always come from, and hopefully it protects our health, but also gives us an opportunity to really push where we need to down the stretch, where you're going to need those guys to play more minutes.
Taylor, heading into the All-Star break, some of the guys, obviously, they're going to rest or either head to Utah. As a head coach of an organization, is this when you dive in for homework, or is this also when you rest and recuperate yourself?
50-50. I definitely am excited to take a break and spend time with my family and my loved ones. I think I said it the other day, I got a school project with my son that I got to dive in on, so that's top of my mind for sure. But then I've just jotted down a lot of notes over the last, couple of weeks. Obviously, post trade deadline with Luke, understanding how he's going to get assimilated, how our roster's going to look like, Steven coming back soon as well, just navigating lineups, play calls, how we're going to practice, how we're going to manage. There's all kinds of things, but I definitely have a to-do list, work-wise, so definitely 50-50, and hopefully my kids and my wife give me a little break. I'll be able to catch a nap or two.
How do you, it's a long season, how do you size up? I mean, not that you do, but the first, what's happened so far? Pleased with it generally? But
yeah, no, I think we've had a good first 57. And what I love about it is there's constant growth that goes through it. There's growth when you're, quote unquote, playing well, you're getting the results, you're getting the wins, you're having the winning streaks, you're more or less, playing to your standard. And then also the struggles. I actually think that reveals a lot. That's really going to truly test us as staff and players to really continue to get back into work and understand that, it's a long season's not going to reveal your best basketball in the first 57. No one wants to peak. It's the cliche stuff everyone talks about. But I've been very pleased. Obviously, we've had different lineups, trying to develop chemistry. Hopefully when we get Steven back, and now that we've got, Luke in the fold, we know what our group's going to be, pushing forward, that we understand where we've got to just, push this group, on the floor, practice time, film-wise, all that stuff. It's ebbs and flows. That's the biggest thing you got to take stock on. There's good moments, there's struggling moments, there's learning moments, growth moments, and we're going to have plenty more of those, once we get back next Wednesday to practice.
Jaron Jackson Jr., 1 3 and 1 block of being a quad 5. What else can you say about it? Is this what you expect from him every night?
Obviously, this is what we know he's capable of. I thought he came out and played with just great urgency, defensively. I think I was seeing about 1.4 blocks, 4 threes, as you said, 1 shy of each. Battling on the boards. We ask a lot of him, not just defensively, but how he's grown offensively. I've just been very impressed. I'm so proud that he's gotten rewarded, and he's going to be an all-star this year. Him and Ja representing us. That's going to be so special. But we know what he's capable of, and, this is what he challenges himself to be, is always get pushed to the next level, and he's still got more, to give, which is really encouraging and really exciting. The fact that he's a worker, that's why he's been able to show what he's done recently, because of all the work he's put in since, the offseason was cut short. But just really proud of what JJ's done and how he's grown here in year 5 for him. Great. Thanks, everyone. Have a great break. See you next week.